Today we continue Ariyavasa Sutta. First, we have to recite Ariyavasa Sutta Pali. Can you follow me? Dasa ime bhagave Ariyavasa. Yeriya Awasensuwa Awasandiwa Awasesandiwa Kadame dasa Ida bhagave bhikkhu Pinjinga vibhina hodi Chalinga samanagato Ekareko Chatura basino Panona bijega sijo Samawaya satisano Anawila Singapore Pasada Gaya Singaro Suimoda Jada Suimoda Binyo. We recite together. Dasa ime bhagave Ariyavasa Yeriya Awasensuwa Awasandiwa Awasesandiwa Kadame dasa Ida bhagave bhikkhu Pinjinga vibhina hodi Chalinga samanagato Ekareko Chatura basino Panona vijega sija Samawaya satisano Nawina Singapore Pasada Gaya Singhara Suimoda Jada Suimoda Binyo. Mercy Sierra aphorism, can you follow me? To abandon the five factors, to be fulfilled with the six factors, and one protection, to depend on the four supports, and to dispel personal truths, to be free from searching, to have pure thoughts, to calm the in and out breath, to have a well-liberated mind, and well-liberated wisdom. The fully enlightened Buddha expounded the 10 features of Ariyavasa. Chatura Pasina, we need to depend on four supports. Four supports are to use one things, to endure one things, to avoid one things, and to dispel one things. After depending on four supports, you are ready to practice. How to practice? To protect to get protection in every sense doors. You develop by developing mindfulness. And when you develop mindfulness, you have to encounter 5 hindrances. So 5 hindrances have to be abandoned. So Buddha mentioned Pinjinga Vipihino. These 5 mental hindrances have to be abandoned. Then Buddha described these 5 factors in detail. Katinja Bhikkhve Bhikkhu Pinjinga Vipihino Hoti, etc. So Buddha asked the question, Bhikkhus, how a bhikkhu has abandoned 5 factors? The Buddha answered, here a bhikkhu practitioner has abandoned sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and remorse, and skeptic and doubt. It is in this way that a bhikkhu practitioner has abandoned 5 factors. So the first one is Kamicchanda. Kamicchanda, Kama means desirable object and Chanda means desire. So desire for desirable object, pleasurable object, Kamicchanda. So Kama or Kama Guna is an object that everybody desire to enjoy. For example, suppose you have prepared food that you desire to eat. At that time, flies appear and hover over the food because they love to eat also. And then ants stick in with purpose to enjoy the food. So you need to cover the food properly to keep it away from them. If not, you need to share. Otherwise, you have to share it with them. So an object that everybody wants to enjoy is called kama, desirable. In an ultimate sense, such desirable objects are classified into 5 kinds. Rupa yadana, visible object, pleasant to see. Saddha yadana, audible objects, nice to hear. Gandha yadana, odorous objects, fragrant to smell. Rasa yadana, eatable objects, delicious to eat. Pottabha yadana, tangible objects, pleasant to touch. 5 kinds. Desirable object. So what is sensual desire? It is lobha. You're very familiar with lobha. Greed. Greed, lobha covers all degrees of selfish desire, longing, attachment, clinging, craving. All these are shades of lobha. A person is desirous of something with selfishness, then that is lobha, that is kamicchanda. He longs for something, there is lobha, there is sensual desire. He is attached to something, there is lobha, kamachanda. He clings to something, there is lobha, kamachanda. When he craves for something, there is lobha. All these are included in lobha. The characteristics of lobha is grasping an object. Taking hold of an object is its characteristics. When you are attached to something, your mind takes hold of that object. So its characteristic is said to be grasping an object. What is the function? The functions of lobha is sticking, as meat sticks to a hot pan. You put a pan on the fire and it is hot and dry. You throw a piece of meat into the pan. The meat will stick to the pan. So when there is lobha, when there is kamachanda, your mind sticks to that things. If you want to get something very strongly, you will see that your mind is stuck to that object, your mind is stuck to that person. So the characteristics of lobha is grasping an object. It is compared to a fish trap. The man want to catch monkeys. In order to catch monkeys, that man take a sticky substance that is like glue from a tree. It has a shiny surface, sticky substance. A monkey is always curious. A monkey is always playful. So when a monkey who is always curious about things will come and touch it, what is it? With one hand. Then he cannot take the hand back. Is stuck. In order to get that hand free, he will take hold of it with the other hand. And then that one is stuck there. Soon, one foot and the other foot are stuck also. He tried many ways. Then he faced all muscle, get stuck. So how many places? 2 hands, 2 feet, face. So 5 places. So in all 5 places, the monkey is stuck to the fish or glue. Then that monkey is caught by the man and killed and eaten. So 5 places. The simile is given in one of the discourses in the Samyutta Nikaya. There Buddha said, in those parts, a hunter set a trap of fish at the monkey's back to catch the monkey. Now those monkeys who are free from folly and greed, on seeing that fish trap, stay far away from it, because those monkeys are free from folly and greed. But the greedy, foolish monkey comes up to the fish and handle it with one paw. Then his paw sticks fast to it. Then he thinks, I will free my paw. He seizes with another paw, but the two stick fast. To free both paws, he seizes them with one foot, and that two stick fast. To free both paws and one foot, the monkey lays hold of them with another foot, but that too stick fast. To free both paws and both feet, he lays hold of them with his muzzle, but the two stick fast. So that monkey, they are stuck in 5 ways or 5 places. Lies down and howls in this way, fallen on misfortune, fallen on ruin as prey, for the hunter to work his will on him. So the hunter spits him and prepare him for eating. Then over a charcoal fire, he goes about his pleasure. So lobha, sensual desire, kamicana, is compared to the sticky substance. In Bali, it is called monkey glue or something like that. They catch monkeys with the sticky substance from the tree. So yogi try to avoid this sticky substance. According to the teaching, you are practicing, the sensual desire have to be abandoned, the sensual desire have to be discarded, and you try to note again and again, and finally you overcome sensual desire. Kamicanda or lobha. And the second hindrance is called vyabhada, evil, that includes such mental states as anger, aversion, frustration, and so on. So the evil of vyabhada arises when you react to an unpleasant object without mindfulness. Actually, it is dosa. Dosa is translated as hatred. Dosa means hatred, anger, evil, aversion, irritation, annoyance, and animosity, and also depression and sorrow are dosa. Sometimes dosa is up, sometimes dosa is down, and then it is depression and sorrow. So all these are understood under dosa, Abode. So the characteristics of dosa is ferocity. When there is dosa, he is very fierce, he is very rough, and he is very cruel. It can be compared to a snake that is hit by someone. When you hit a snake, especially a cobra, it will strike at you. It will raise its head. Dosa is like that. When you are angry, you are like a cobra standing up. The functions of dosa is to separate or to burn up its own support. If you put poison in water, for example, it spread all over. In the same way, when there is anger in him, when there is hatred in him, it spread all over his mind. So the functions of dosa or Abode is to spread or to burn up its own support. Dosa burns up the mind and body in which it arises. Anger can burn your physical body as well as your mental states. Anger can cause a person to get stroke or high blood pressure, or anger can cause a lot of physical ailment. Also, when there is anger in our minds, then our minds are contaminated and there is akusala, unwholesome. Anger, as a rule, leads to rebirth in hell. So the person comes from hell, gets very angry. So the characteristics of anger is ferocity. The function of anger is to spread or to burn up its own support. That is burn up the mind and body in which it arises, and it is manifested as persecuting. Persecuting means afflicting. When you are angry, actually you are afflicted by that anger. Before you do anything to that other person, you yourself are afflicted with suffering. And the proximate cause of anger is the ground for annoyance. Then agatavitu. Suppose there is a conflict between two persons, person A and person B. So person A have this view, this person B has done harm to me. So I am angry with him. This is number one. Number two, this person B is doing harm to me. This is number two. Number two and number three is this person B will do harm to me. So past, present, and future. He has done harm to me, past. He is doing harm to me, present. He will do harm to me, future. And then what comes next? This person B has done harm to a person that is dear to me. This is number one, past. And number two is present. This person B is doing harm to a person who is dear to me. This is present. In the future, this person B will do harm to a person who is dear to me. This is future. So regarding your dear one, your enemy has done harm to a person that is dear to you. That enemy is doing harm to a person who is dear to you, and this person will do harm to a person who is dear to you. And then this person B has done something good to the person that I hate. Number one, for the past. Number two, this person is doing good to a person that I hate. This is for present, and this person B will do good to the person that I hate. Is for the future. So there are 9 grounds for annoyance, 9 grounds for anger. So thinking in one of these 9 ways, the person get angry. So that is what is called here ground for annoyance, reason for annoyance, agadavitu. Sometimes that is true, sometimes we don't like it when someone we hate gets something good. So that javada or anger can be compared to disease. We should not underestimate any illness, any sickness, but should take a quick action to treat the disease. Even a minor disease like headache. In the same way, anger is illness, sickness. A quick action should be taken to overcome that anger. So what is the best remedy? No doubt, mindfulness. Mindfulness is the best remedy to overcome anger. So when the person is ill, especially infested with malaria, he or she usually loses appetite and find no food delicious. Food for other people may be bitter for him or her. Even sugary food or palm sugar would taste like bitter for that sick person. Sugar does not change in taste, but his or her tongue does change in appetite due to his or her sickness. In the same way, when you are angry, you always find fault with people like relatives, friends, brother and sisters, or acquaintance. Normally, you appreciate the advice of your friends and thank them for their kind advice. But when you get angry, you may turn a deaf ear to them. You don't listen to them. You reject what they say, or even hate them under the impression that they are supporting your opponents. So we need to be cautious when we try to pacify an angry man. By and large, to quarreling men, we hate any attempt to mediate between them or to bring them to their senses. So we are likely to be in trouble if we mediate in a dispute or a fight. Consumed with hatred, they would not heed what we say, and they may even resent it, although we try to mediate between them with the best of intention. So when we are angry about anything, we should consider ourselves infested with disease and restrain our anger quickly with the help of mindfulness. Otherwise, it will get worse and in the end spell disaster for its victim as well as for other people. So from time to time, we hear news report of friction, disputes, and bitter quarrels among mutually beloved family members whose anger broke loose and ended with incarnation and bloodshed. In the newspaper, it contains a news item about the tragic death of a girl stemming from her disagreement with her elder sister over a trivial matter. In a fit of temper, the elder sister threw a pair of scissors, wounding her younger sister fatally. Such crimes cause much grief and remorse, even though they are committed accidentally. In this way, anger is the root cause of many violent crimes and the suffering of some people, including the beloved ones of those who cannot control anger. Even worse is that the anger brings about evil results, not only in this present life, but also in the life after death by leading to the woeful states. Due to the anger, he may do killing, and that way lead him to be reborn in the woeful states for millions of years. And there was a story of Vedehika. Buddha mentioned the destructive nature of anger is clear in the story of Vedehika, a housewife who had lived in Savatthi city before the time of the Buddha. People in her neighborhood held Vedehika in high esteem for her character that They believe admirable on top of her friendliness, kindness, affability, and patience. The neighborhood did not see any defect in Vedehika character. A Vedehika had a servant girl called Kali after her dark skin complexion. On hearing many of her neighbors praise her mistress Vedehika, the servant Kali wondered whether her mistress' character was really admirable or the mistress Vedehika did not show her true colors just because she, a very dutiful servant, fulfilled all her needs. So one morning, Kali, the servant, wanted to test the moral character of her mistress Vedehika. So Kali, the servant, purposely did not get up early from bed as usual. Then Vedehika found her servant had not yet done housework as usual. Cleaning, preparation for breakfast, and other things, or the housework have not yet done. So Vedehika compassionately thought servant Kali had not been very well. First she compassionate to her. But when Vedehika asked, Kali, what happened to you? And Kali replied, nothing happened, mistress. Why you not wake up? I did not get up, Kali, just because I did not want to get up. She replied. On hearing this, Vedehika anger started to arise. So Vedehika frowned at her, but did not say any words of anger. The next day, the servant Kali tested her again in the same way. In this second time, Vedehika was now furious and scolded her. Then for the third time, she tested again. When she repeated her test for the third time, Vedehika became very furious and threw a dull bolt at Kali, servant, that smashed her head seriously. In this way, Vedehika's violent outbursts of anger reveal her ugly character. All our good words or bad words, or our good actions or bad actions stem from our mind. It is just this mind that does bad. It is just this mind that does unwholesome. It is just this mind that does good. It is just this mind that does wholesome. So all our words and actions stem from this mind. And so there is no doubt about the importance of mind and the need to control the mind is important. So there is always the mind as a driving force behind all our actions, whether good or bad. Of course, it is also the mind that underlies all our wholesome actions, such as act of generosity, moral conduct, and spiritual cultivation, dana, sila, bhavana, etc. So it is just this mind that does charity. It is just this mind that does observing sila. It is just this mind that practice meditation. It is just this mind that get angry. It is just this mind that radiate loving kindness. All our physical and verbal behavior stem from this mind. So people in the developed country seek to control the atom and harness the atomic energy to generate terrible weapons. Those people are always busy doing a lot of research on the material phenomena in order to conquer the material world. But far more important is to conquer the mind. Far more important is to gain control over the mind. It is lack of mind control that has led to much suffering, as is evident in the story of Vedika. So Vedika became very furious and threw a bolt at Kali, the servant, smashing her head seriously. Then the servant Kali went out and told the neighbors how brutally her mistress Vedika treated her. In this way, Vedika's cruelty and hypocrisy was revealed, and people became critical of her character. Now her critics even outnumbers those who used to praise Vedika before. Of course, it is easier for us to be blamed than to be praised. To earn public admiration, we need to possess self-restraint and other virtues, and the maintenance of reputation requires lifelong struggle for our moral purity. Some people get tainted with scandals towards the end of their lives and thereby suffer a serious blow to their social standing. To preserve past good name is an uphill task, whereas it is easy to acquire condemnation. There are some people who fall into disgrace overnight by doing something morally wrong. The root cause of such public disgrace is often related to ill temper. It is a dangerous disease that festers and makes its victim behave carelessly and shamelessly. So we need to wipe it out. We need to remove that anger. The eradications of anger always benefits ourselves and everybody else around us during an intensive retreat as well as in our daily life. There are only a few people who live alone. Most of us live in society, dealing with people around us on day-to-day basis. In a household, for example, there are at least 2 spouses, at least mother and daughter. The two needs to get on in harmony with each other. In any case, minor conflicts and resentments are unavoidable. So when you get angry, you should remember you get infested with disease. Then you should take an immediate action, notice it carefully so that you can overcome anger, or at least can keep that anger under control. Otherwise, it will grow strong enough to speak out what's improper or abuses to other people. In this way, minor conflict between 2 spouses may end up in open hostility and discord, or even in divorce, making both suffer a lot. So this is an example of the price that he has to pay here and now for lack of self-control. If the person ill-temper outbursts, leading to an evil deed, the evildoer will have to pay heavy price for the evil in terms of prolonged misfortune throughout samsara, throughout the cycle of birth. So people need to prevent the outburst of ill temper for their own well-being in their everyday life. So ill temper, vyavara, is like a disease. If a man was afflicted with a contagious disease, for example, like leprosy, people loathe and stay away from him. Even the relatives and friends of him do not wish to come in close contact with him for fear of infection. So in the same way, when ill temper outbursts like a disease, it causes damage to healthy relationship between loved ones. So in this sense, ill temper is exactly like disease. It is prime important to note and remove anger above all else. Every time when we have a talk, we put emphasis on this point because in most cases we quarrel with our closest one who are always there to help us when we are in need, who are those who can practically rely on. There are very few cases in which people quarrel with those who live far away, like in other towns, other cities, other states, or other country. There are people who live in other countries, but we don't even know their existence, so there is no reason to quarrel with them, nor is there anything we can do help each other either. So the people whom we are likely to quarrel with are often our neighbors, our brothers and sisters, our close friends, our relatives, who are always there with us and help us in time of need. So in villages, quarrels break out among neighbors whose houses are close together. They seldom occur among those who live one or two houses apart. They are those whom we have to approach for help when needed, although they are those we quarrel with. In order to ensure unity, harmony, and mutual well-being among those living together, we should be always on the alert for the infection of vyavada, anger. As soon as we become aware of signs of resentment, like a frown in the facial expression, a raised voice, or unpleasant feeling, we should restrain. And we should compress, we should try to nip our temper in the bud so that it may not affect us emotionally any further. Bad temper, anger tends to feed on itself, and so we should not allow it to gain momentum. For example, we should stop talking when we notice our anger underlying our tone of voice. So even if people cannot practice all features of Ariyavasa, Ariyavasa Sutta 10 Ariyavasa, we have to encourage people to follow this one in particular. So anger is like a disease, and when anger arises, remove it quickly through mindfulness. And also to avoid anger, Metta Bhavana is also needed. The benefits of Metta Bhavana. If we cannot forgive people, we cannot practice meditation. So before we practice meditation, we have to practice forgiveness. First, we ask forgiveness from other people. Sometimes we did something wrong to someone and have a feeling of guilt. Then during meditation, that feeling of guilt comes to us again and again. That's why our meditation. That is why we should ask forgiveness from other people before we practice. Then we forgive other people who have done something wrong to us. This helps us get rid of our anger or grudge we may have had against them. Otherwise, we cannot send loving kindness to them and cannot practice meditation, since this feeling of anger will disturb our meditation. And then we must forgive ourselves. We may have done something wrong and regret about that. So we must forgive ourselves before we practice. Sometimes it is more difficult to forgive ourselves than others. If we cannot forgive ourselves, the same feeling of anger or hatred about ourselves will disturb our meditation. And then to get rid of anger or during the practice of meditation, early morning we practice Metta Bhavana, and also evening we practice Metta Bhavana. By practicing Metta Bhavana, 11 benefits as declared by the Buddha. Metta practitioner can sleep in comfort. He wakes in comfort, and he have no evil dreams. He is dear to human beings. He is dear to non-human beings. Metta practitioner is protected by deities. Fire, poison, and weapons cannot hurt the practitioner who practice Metta Bhavana. And the minds of the Metta practitioner is easily concentrated, and the expressions of the person who practice Metta Bhavana is serene, and Metta practitioner dies unconfused. If the practitioner of Metta Bhavana does not penetrate any higher knowledge, he or she will be reborn in the Brahma realms. So to enjoy these benefits or to get rid of our anger, we should practice loving kindness, Metta Bhavana also. So we have to stop our discourse for today. Tomorrow, Sayadaw Uteja Nyana will give Dhamma talk for a few days, and I will resume this week. May you practice well by practicing Vipassana meditation by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, seeing, hearing, continuously and meticulously. May all practitioners dwell in the Ariyavasa, the abode of noble ones, gracefully. May all practitioners be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future.